I know it's not Sunday, and I know it's not 2 o'clock, but it is March 12th. And I had planned to do this, but then I said no. Then I said yes. Then I said no. Then I said later. Then I said I'll do it in the morning. Then I said no, let me do it in the afternoon. Then I said maybe I'll do it in the evening. And then this day is almost closing. And I thought, no, I better do it. I am Gigi, la Chicana Guerrero. Soy hija de Juan Guerrero, de los Sheekanos. I actually need to be doing a lot of things right now. I'm going off to San Antonio, si Dios quiere, mañana. And I'm going to be out there at Fanfare. I'm going to be helping out New Mexico Radio Talk Show as a co-host. I'm scheduled to perform in some places. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for coming in. But today is the anniversary of Juan Guerrero de los Sheekanos' death. And I couldn't let it pass without notice. My dad was a very humble man. My dad was a very passionate man. And he loved his music. He came to this earth to play music, write music, be music. And he did a great job. Now, he never wanted any accolades. He didn't care if they recognized him or not. He really didn't. He was just happy doing his music. And I remember I would tell Papi, how come, let's get you recognized. Let's get you on these award shows. And nah, mija, I'm okay. I'm okay. And but I wanted him recognized. I wanted people to know that the man behind all these songs that people know all over Mexico and all over the United States, that it was my daddy. That those songs that he wrote in la sala or in the music room, those were my dad's. And there was even issues, and I won't go into it, but there was issues with copyright and stuff like that. And I'll say, Papi, why don't you go sue them? Why don't we get some lawyers? Why don't you become rich? Get some lawyers and sue everybody. And he said, Mija, there's more when that came from. I'll just make some more songs. And he would. And he loved it. And there was a lot to learn from that. And there was a lot to learn because he made me realize that this life is not about accolades. It's not about money. It's not about material things. It's about being happy where you are, what you have, and who loves you, right? And it took me a long time. I'm 55 years old now, and now I'm looking at a serious health issue. And but anyway, nobody knows, when it's time to check out, right? So see you tomorrow. Y que viva Juan Guerrero. Thank you, Kelly. Love you for all the support. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay on here, and I'm gonna play some of Juan Guerrero's music. And you're welcome to watch. You're welcome to stay. This is what I want to do for today. I need to honor my father. I need to recognize him. I want to thank all the people that helped him along the way, especially like Rick Garcia when he was with Hacienda Records and Freddie Records even before that. And and then Rick Garcia again with CHR Records and all the other record labels that my puppy recorded all over the place. I mean, I've seen some stuff that people put on YouTube that like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Puppy recorded that there or with that, with that company or whatever. But my dad's pretty much my dad would record a song. He'd just write up a song. De volada, vámonos, let's go record it because that gigging. Oh my god, he loved to gig. He loved to play. That was his passion. That was his thing. So he'd get a song out real quick and go record it, and so he could have a song in the air, and that way he could get some more gigs. And he was happy with that. He was very happy with it, and something to learn from that. That you need to be happy where you're at, and um, and it's not about material things, and it's about being happy with who you are, where you are, what you are, and what you stand for, you know. And a lot of lessons learned from Juan Guerrero. I want to thank more people like Chono. Chono was part of the Mandrills, Los Mandrills in Mission, Texas. And I know I mentioned this maybe about some time back. I wanted to start aficionados again, but through the internet. But I just never got around to it. And I just saw somebody posted. I think maybe the South Texas Conjunto. They're doing it. They're gonna do like a virtual aficionados. Awesome. There's no room for envy. There's no room for hating. There's really isn't. There really isn't. And just be celebrating everybody. Hi, David Vela. Juan Guerrero, rest in peace. Hi, Gigi La Chicana Guerrero. David Vela from Oakland is watching. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some of the songs that Juan Guerrero wrote that people might not know he actually wrote. And here's what happened. Here's the story. Actually, somebody told me, oh yeah, Agustin Ramirez wrote Ya Te Vi. I was like, no, Juan Guerrero wrote Ya Te Vi. And, there's misinformation. It happens. And I just want you to know that Juan Guerrero wrote Ya Te Vi. So that was one of the songs that he's known for here in Tejano. Now, Ramon Ayala liked Juan Guerrero's music, and he recorded ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? We used to play it. We love Beto Garza. Beto Garza would play the second voice. Corazón. We loved the way he did that. It was fun times. So when we would do it, it kind of emulate Beto Garza when I would do the second voice for when we played that. And ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? He recorded it. And he also recorded Ya Te Vi. Papi had recorded it in 84 at Hacienda Records in Corpus Christi. And then Ramon Ayala recorded it. He did Ramona Ayala fight it, and he recorded Ya Te Vi. And then, as the story was told by Elsa Garcia herself, she heard the song with Ramona Ayala, and she said, I think this would be better as a song sung by a woman. And boy, was she right. As soon as she recorded it, and instead of Ya Te Vi, que vienes tomada, because it was my dad talking to a female, not my mom, because my mom didn't drink. It was just a song. Otra vez vienes de noche o de madrugada. Because it was for a woman. But then I also changed it to Ya Te Vi que vienes tomado. Otra vez vienes de noche o de madrugada. That's where the little thing is. But she made it. She made it. And boy, did that thing fly off the handle. And we were so happy. I couldn't believe it. I'll never forget when I first heard Elsa Garcia singing Ya Te Vi. I ran to Papi. Papi. Some woman is singing your song. Some woman is singing your song. And we go and we hear it. And that wasn't the first time. Man, they played it. I was like, so we didn't miss it. They played it over and over and over again. So y'all know the story. Ya Te Vi became a giant hit for Elsa Garcia, you know. So then Ramon Ayala comes back and asks my dad to write some songs for him. And so my dad did. And at that time, I think he still is, I'm not too sure, but Ramon Ayala was recording with Freddie Records. And so he wrote Quisiera Tener Alas. He wrote Jardín Olvidado. He wrote El Tuerto. Those are the ones I remember. He did more, but those are the remember the most because they've gone into another genre. They've gone into from Ramon Ayala. They've gone into banda, and they just exploded. And they're like songs that are sung all the time in Mexico. It's kind of crazy. If you go in and look for Jardín Olvidado, recorded by people like Remy Valenzuela. I mean, people big time, big time. And it's really awesome. And actually, as when he passed, I dug more into it, and I didn't realize that like Remy Valenzuela had like, I don't know, like 30 million views, or Jardín Olvidado. It's also been recorded by Peso Pluma. And hi, Juan Antonio Lomas. I know you're going to be on the show. Saludos. So Juan Guerrero wrote all these songs. Quisiera Tener Alas, Jardín Olvidado, El Tuerto. And I know he wrote them because I was right there when he was writing them. Papi had the habit of when he was done with a song, he would call us over. Ven, mija, listen to this. And I'll never forget. I remember Jardín Olvidado. And I remember with El Tuerto, man, I was bawling, I was crying. It was such a sad story. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful. If you haven't heard it, look it up on YouTube, El Tuerto. So I'm gonna. Pues, ¿por qué no? Why don't I find it? I'm just gonna play some of music de Juan Guerrero, de los Sheekanos. And by the way, Papi left his publishing company when he left, and it's Jugrimar Publishing. Jugrimar, Juanito, Juan Jr., Juanito, Griselda, because that's my given name from my dad, and Mary Lou, Jugrimar, his children. Jugrimar Music. Now, my brother passed in 2017. So it was soon after that. My mom passed a year and 2 weeks after that. And then 4 years later, my dad passed. And so my sister are the only ones left from the original nuclear family. And it's been tough. Needless to say, it's been tough. I didn't tell Mary Lou I was going to come on. Maybe she'll find me. I don't know. I would love. Hi, George. Saludos, Gigi Cali, Freestyle Cartel in the building. Saludos. I'm talking about my dad, Juan Guerrero de los Sheekanos, and what an impact he made in the music. But he wasn't recognized. And he was, like I said, a very humble man. He was okay with not being recognized. He was happy. He was happy making music. He was happy. I mean, just, ahí estaba la guitarra next to him all the time, and his cup of coffee, guitarra and cup of coffee. Or in the evening, it was his beer. So, but he always had his guitar next to him. And what can I say? As his daughter, as his daughters, my sister as well, would love to the world to know who wrote those songs, because those songs are been heard around the world. Hi, Borrao. How are you? Saludos. Thank you for coming in. So today it's a show about Juan Guerrero. Juan Guerrero de los Sheekanos. I have a bio for him, and maybe I can read it off. Maybe I will read it off. But this man just did so much, and he came to this earth to be a musician. He was a certified public accountant, pero no, like that song. But his music couldn't wait. His music couldn't wait. His music could not wait. And so that's what he did. That is what he did. All right, I'm going to read this to you. It is my dad's biography. I'm okay, just recovering over an anxiety attack. Oh, I have those too. Be careful with those. They can get you. Um, all right. Juan Guerrero, a lifetime of dedication to music. Juan Guerrero was born in Mission, Texas, and from an early age, his passion for music was undeniable. His father taught him the violin at the age of 5, but he was drawn to the accordion instead, and by the age of 6, he was already singing and accompanying himself, captivating anyone who would listen. At 11, he mastered the alto saxophone and formed a group with his best friend Oscar Villarreal, a talented singer and guitarist. During this time, Juan also learned to play bass guitar and honed his vocal harmonies, developing the musical skills that would define his career. At 15, Juan Guerrero joined the popular group Los Hermanos Banda as a saxophonist, touring cross country. And when not on the road, he performed locally with Oscar Villarreal y Los Mandrills, a band signed to Falcon Records. The group quickly gained popularity with hits like Amor Imposible, written by Villarreal, and Cita con Marilu, composed by Guerrero, making history as the first South Texas band to achieve #1 hits in Mexico. Their rising success caught the attention of Puerto Rican promoters, but tragedy struck when Oscar Villarreal was killed in an accident, halting their journey. Encouraged by Falcon Records, Juan Guerrero formed his own band, Los Sheekanos, during the Chicano movement of the late 60s. The band's name reflected the turbulent times, as some members were active in the huelgas led by Cesar Chavez. Their early hits Pájaro and No Más No propelled them into the spotlight. Unlike traditional Tejano album covers featuring musicians in suits, Los Chicanos embraced a rebellious image, posing in overalls on haystacks, which is the one I posted today. An approach that resonated with fans. People loved it. With a unique sound influenced by the Beatles, Los Chicanos replaced the traditional accordion with an organ keyboard, pioneering a fresh style in Tejano music. Their early success with Falcon Records produced hits like Sufre Sin Llorar, Sweet Candy Baby, and Lovebirds. And under Hacienda Records, they continued to chart with songs like Tres Mujeres, Caray, and Ya Te Vi, the latter becoming a major hit for Elsa Garcia in the 1990s when she recorded it on her first gold certified album. After years of leading Los Chicanos, Juan took a brief break but was soon back in the industry. He played with fellow pioneers Snowball and Tacho Rivera before joining Caras, a band featuring Juan Hinojosa and Tacho Rivera, with hits like Tres Semanas y No Quiero Saber Nada under Falcon Records. Later, he co-founded Blackjack with Juan Hinojosa, Armando Hinojosa, Steve Lanphier, and Armando de la Garza, earning the Mike Chavez Award for Pájaro que Comió Voló. Juan's talent as a composer became widely recognized. His songs were recorded by some of the biggest names in Tejano and Norteño music, including Quisiera Tener Alas and Ya Te Vi by Ramón Ayala, as well as Rayé Tu Nombre and El Dulce by Grupo Vaquero. And in the mid-90s, he joined Los Fabulosos Cuatro as a guitarist, backing the legendary Laura Canales. His songwriting continued to shape the genre, with artists seeking his compositions to enrich their albums. In 2012, Juan Guerrero returned to Hacienda Studios in Corpus Christi to record Los Chicanos album, this time featuring his children, Juan Guerrero Jr., Gigi, and Mary Lou, who had been his bandmates since 1986. He also invited Cristina La Fabulosa Hinojosa, daughter of his longtime friend Juan Hinojosa, recognizing her exceptional talent. The album, which included Me Voy a Casar, written by Juan for his daughter Gigi, and Pero Eso No, written by Gigi. No, that was not written by Gigi. Was nominated for Album of the Year at the 2013 Tejano Music Awards. Actually, that's a misprint. It was Donde Está Papá, which I wrote. Tragedy struck in 2017 when Juan's only son and firstborn, Juan Guerrero Jr., who had been his keyboard player and sound engineer, passed away unexpectedly. This loss deeply affected Juan's health. Then, on Gigi's birthday, in 2020, he suffered a cardiac arrest, but was miraculously revived. After months of recovery, Juan was determined to record once more. He reunited with his old friend Rick Garcia, now owner of CHR Records in Harlingen, to produce his final recordings. Si muero lejos de Texas, and pero eso no. Juan Guerrero was a humble man, asking his family not to hold a grand funeral. That is very true. Instead, his daughters Gigi and Mary Lou hosted a celebration of life via a podcast, allowing his many friends and fans to bid farewell. And that was done at Chris Rodriguez's studio, which I will be eternally grateful for, at his Powerhouse Record studio. Determined to keep his memory alive, his daughters vowed to preserve his music. Gigi has continued recording his compositions as a solo artist while managing his music publishing company to ensure that Juan Guerrero's legacy endures. She also founded Giras y Desveladas, a podcast dedicated to promoting Tejano artists and sharing their stories. Furthering his impact, she established the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the past, celebrating the present, and inspiring the future of Tejano music. Juan Guerrero's contributions to Tejano music are immeasurable. His compositions, recordings, and pioneering efforts continue to influence generations of musicians and fans. Through his music and the dedication of his family, Juan Guerrero will live forever in the hearts of Tejano music lovers. And that is a biography on Juan Guerrero y los Sheekanos. So, saludos to everybody coming in here. Thank you so much. I wanted to hear Gigi about her father's life as a famous musician. Thank you so much. And I'll try to post the biography because it's really fascinating, and it's a story in itself. The story about Oscar Villarreal, that he was like the guy from La Bamba. It was kind of like a story like that, very, very tragic. I mean, they were just like barely just shooting off into stardom, and he got killed by a drunk driver. So, with that said, Juan Guerrero, my dad, it was always something that he had a hard time with all throughout his life. And because that's the kind of heart that he had. The kind of heart that made those beautiful songs is the kind of heart he had. So I'm going to start off sharing one of my favorites, which is called Pájaro. Hold on. And this is from the 1970s with at Falcon Records. And mind you, I have no rights to any of this music. It is for entertainment purposes only.
Pájaro que puedes volar, dime dónde puedo encontrar mi gran amor que me abandonó. Tú que siempre has de volar para un poco acompañar a un corazón. Si tú me hubieras dicho que me iba a dejar, nunca te hubiera creído. Y aunque volabas fuerte para venirme a avisar, ella se había ido. Pájaro, yo quiero saber si yo pudiera aprender a volar para irme contigo para irme contigo para irme contigo Si tú me hubieras dicho que me iba a dejar, nunca te hubiera creído. Y aunque volaba fuerte a venirme a avisar, ella se había ido. Pájaro, yo quiero saber si yo pudiera aprender a volar para irme contigo, para irme contigo, irme contigo, para irme contigo, irme contigo, irme contigo.
That I didn't discover that song until I was older, because that song was recorded in 1972. I was about 2 or 3 years old. So it's a beautiful song. This song, Raye Tu Nombre, was actually recorded by Los Babies and some big artists in Mexico. And my dad wrote this song. And I remember him telling us he was a stickler about us speaking Spanish correctly and English as well. He was a very educated man. He was a very smart man. He was very read a lot. My dad, he could do everything. He could fix your toilet. He could fix the plumbing. He could fix the electricity. He could fix a car. He actually changed out a whole engine on a van. I mean, he could do it all. What can I say? This song, Raya Tu Nombre, was recorded in Mexico by a lot of artists, big artists in Mexico. Let's listen to that. The sound got that great on this screen.
Rayé tu nombre en las paredes de mi casa.
Thank you, David Bello.
También lo hice en el árbol de la esquina. Rayé tu nombre en los libros que yo estudio. Con corazones, flechas, mi nombre y el tuyo. Te quiero tanto que no sé cómo explicarte. Cuando te miro siento deseos de amarte. Si tú me quieres, ven y dame un besito. Quiero estar contigo, aunque sea por un ratito. Dime que me quieres como yo te quiero a ti. Dime que me quieres como yo te quiero a ti. Rayé tu nombre en las paredes de mi casa. También lo hice en el árbol de la esquina. Rayé tu nombre en los libros que yo estudio. Con corazones, flechas, mi nombre y el tuyo. Te quiero tanto que no sé cómo explicarte. Cuando te miro, siento deseos de amarte. Si tú me quieres, ven y dame un besito. Quiero estar contigo, aunque sea por un ratito. Dime que me quieres como yo te quiero a ti. Dime que me quieres como yo te quiero a ti.
and that was Rayé Tu Nombre. And it was a big hit in Mexico. It really, really was. And man, there's a lot of songs here. My dad has been a musician since he was what I just mentioned it right. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites.
Mi corazón quiere querer una mujer que lo sepa amar. Cuántas caras he visto pasar y ninguna me gustó. Cuántos amores pude tener, pero ya nada quedó. Mi corazón quiere un amor, una ilusión, no puede hallar. Mi corazón quiere querer una mujer que lo sepa amar. Cuántas caras he visto pasar y ninguna me gustó. Cuántos amores pude tener, pero ya nada quedó. Mi corazón quiere un amor, una ilusión, no puede hallar.
And that was Caras, one of my favorite. There was a lot of songs when we were kids. Papi was out all the time, so let's see. So all we had to do back then, there was no cell phones, no FaceTiming, no nothing. So we just had to wait for Papi to get home. And that was tough for me. That was very tough for me. This is one of the songs that Ramon Ayala recorded.
¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres? corazón? Si a todo te lo he dado, ya me siento muy cansado de tratar de complacerte. Mejor me pongo a beber, y cuando esté muy tomado y que todo haya olvidado, otra vez vendré a rogar. Necesito una mujer que me quiera más que tú y que no vaya a querer las cosas que pides tú. ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? Si a todo te lo he dado, y aunque me siento cansado, otra vez vendré a rogar. ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? Si a todo te lo he dado, ya me siento muy cansado de tratar de complacerte. Pero me pongo a beber, y cuando esté muy tomado y que todo haya olvidado, otra vez vendré a rogar. Necesito una mujer que me quiera más que tú y que no vaya a pedir las cosas que quieres tú. ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? Si a todo te lo he dado, y aunque me siento cansado, otra vez vendré a rogar.
Now that's in the our Holy Foundations. Again, I do not have any rights to this music, even though it's my dad's. But that happens in this music business. Now, as I mentioned before, Papi left a lot of songs. A lot of people recorded his songs. He left a lot of songs, but he also actually left a lot of songs that were not recorded. I mean, that's what he had his studio, and he was constantly working on new music, always, always, always. And he actually left a lot of songs behind, complete songs. So, in the spirit of keeping Juan Guerrero alive, if you are a recording artist, go ahead and contact me, Gigi La Chicana Guerrero. My phone number, 956-562-7092. I've got music for you. And I would really just love to hear, my dad's music live on. If you record it, that's awesome. This is...
Me pasé la noche esperando que tú regresaras. cerrada. Te pusiste a llorar y me preguntaste que qué me pasaba. Es que me dijeron que cuando yo salgo te vas de parranda. Y es que has de entender que has de querer al hombre que te ama. Ya te vi, ya te vi, ya te vi que vienes tomada. Otra vez vuelves de noche o de madrugada. Me pasé la noche esperando que tú regresaras. Ahora que regresas no encuentro palabras. Sí, porque llegaste y la puerta de entrada estaba cerrada. Te pusiste a llorar y me preguntaste que qué me pasaba. Es que me dijeron que cuando yo salgo te vas de parranda. Y es que has de entender que has de querer al hombre que te ama.
And that was the original Ya Te Vi de Juan Guerrero Los Sheekanos, recorded in 1984 at Hacienda Records in Corpus Christi, with produced by Rick Garcia. And that's where all that started from. From then on, like I mentioned, Ramon Ayala recorded it, and it went on from there. Now, I mentioned Jardín Olvidado, and let's see if I still have it on. Jardín Olvidado. I just wanted to show you guys. Let me share it again. I want to share. Look at this. Look at how many people have recorded Jardín Olvidado. 27 million views by Remy Valenzuela. 1.4 million views from Ramon Ayala. 57K views with Arturo Cornell. 265K views with Giovanni Cadena y su estilo privado. Jardín Olvidado mix. 202K views as a karaoke. Well, I didn't know it was a karaoke. Banda del Sol, 733K views. Los Rieleros del Norte, 547K views. Let's see. Remy Valenzuela, there it is, 8.3 million views on a live performance. And look at this. This is Santa Fe Clan and Remy and I don't know who else singing my dad's song that he wrote right there in the sala. I remember when he wrote it. These guys are big time right now in the music business. And these guys, let's see, where's my,
El jardín que había sembrado te dejaba abandonado como tú le hiciste a mí. Mira nada más que linda está, pero lástima que ya te vas. No veas que te voy a rodar, tu camino no vuelvo a pisar y me vuelvo a pase lo que pase, otra vez no voy a olvidar. Que en el te habíamos sembrado, con amor y con cuidado, otra vez a llorar.
So that's just a short from a reel, I guess, shorts from YouTube. Um, it's been recorded so many times, and apparently it hits with everybody. Because the thing is that it's such a great song, and if you listen to the song and see the lyrics, read the lyrics, I mean, it's a beautiful song. Okay, and not just because he's my dad. It's a beautiful song. If I hear beautiful songs, and I can say it's a beautiful song. But that one actually my dad wrote. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here today, it is March. Sorry, it's March 12th. On March 12th, 2022, I made the decision to disconnect Juan Guerrero from life support. Now, there's a big story behind that. And maybe the reason I cannot really fully fathom his death is because there was some wrongdoing. There was some wrongdoing, and that I'll eventually talk about it. I can't right now. I know I can't. But I will. And the people involved know. They know. They know I know. But my father was wronged. And it was a wrongful death. It was a wrongful death. So Papi had planned to be here for very much longer. We had just recorded Si Muero Lejos de Texas and Pero Eso No. And actually I was going to record 2 songs for CHR Records, but we only had time to record 2. But like I said, I am here to speak for my father. I am here to represent him. I am here to make sure Juan Guerrero lives on through his music, through his songs. It's been very hard. And I've seen a lot of people that write songs about their dads that pass away. And I did, initially I wrote a song, ¿Cómo se vive sin un padre? I have it somewhere. I was just in you can only imagine what kind of state of mind I was in. It was very out of the blue that my dad, he went into the hospital with a fever. And they told us on Monday that he'd be out by Wednesday or Thursday. But then all of a sudden on Wednesday, he was intubated. And they called us from the hospital to everybody gather. And then they said that he was fine, but he wasn't fine. By March 12th in 2022, the neurologist told me that my dad had no brain activity. No brain activity from this freaking genius. From this freaking genius that wrote all these songs and could do plumbing, do electricity, he built our house. He and my grandpa built our house from scratch. He built it. He put in everything, the plumbing, the electricity, the roof. I mean, my dad did everything. My dad could do it all. Hi, Irma. I'm here paying homage to my dad. Today is the anniversary of his passing. And so I'm talking about all the songs that he has written. And I hope you want to write for those of you recording artists, get a hold of me. I have plenty of songs that my dad left behind. I want Juan Guerrero to go on. And in case you're wondering, is it for money? No, no. Actually, um, there was issues involved with the legalities. Papi left without a will, and there was problems with that. And and we're not seeing any money. I just want you to know that Juan Guerrero wrote these wonderful songs. And if you want to record them too, then record them by all means. Um, it's it's been a tough journey. Uh, when you miss somebody, you miss them. It's so weird because when you miss somebody, but eventually you're going to see them again, but you miss them. But when you know you're never going to see them again until you go on to that other life that they're at, um, it's a different kind of hurt. It's a different kind of miss. I miss my dad every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. He was just such a big part of our lives. And he was just such a wonderful person. He was such a wonderful dad. I'll tell you a story because you know what? It's my show. And I want to tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about what kind of dad he was. I know, hard to believe, but I was quite the clown when I was a kid. I know, hard to believe. Papi was away in Hira. And I'll never forget my mom, my sister, and my brother were watching TV. And I was over here clowning around in the back eating pistachios. Loved pistachios. Well, one thing I loved about pistachios was the little salt that it had on the shells. So one time when I was getting the salt, I kind of sucked it up. And the shell got lodged in my throat. And I could not breathe. So I go in front of the TV to try to tell my mom and my brother and my sister that I'm choking, that I can't breathe. And they tell me to get the hell out of the way, out of the TV, because they were watching TV. They just thought I was messing around. And I was actually dying. I was actually choking on this stupid pistachio shell that got lodged in my throat. And when I realized that they thought I was messing around, I'll never forget. I thought, well, what am I gonna do? I tried to physically get it out. I didn't know about Heimlich maneuver then, and so I finally got my finger and stuck it all the way as much as I could. And I finally felt the shell and picked at it. And mind you, I was maybe about 4 or 5 years old, and I picked it, and I just enough to breathe and push it out, and I saved myself. But then my mom got mad because I'm such a clown that's why I shouldn't be such a clown, and she didn't know I was really serious and that I was really choking, and well, that was that. I'll never forget when I was asleep and my dad came home from the Hira that he was at, and what woke me up was Papi sitting at my foot of the bed, at the foot of the bed, crying. And that woke me up. I heard Papi crying. I'd never heard Papi cry before. He's Papi. He's our hero. He's, you know. And when I woke up, he just hugged me. He just hugged me and was just crying and crying and crying. And I knew my mom was standing behind him. So I guess at that point, mom had told him what had happened. And he said the thought of anything happening to you while I was away was just really so hard to bear. And that memory of love, that memory of your daddy loving you so much that even the thought of anything happening to you brought him to tears. That was my dad. That was Juan Guerrero. That's my dad. That heart that wrote all those songs, giant heart. That was my dad. I will mourn my father until I leave this earth as well and meet up with him. And my mom and my brother. I live life. I'm joyful every day. I'm happy. I've made it a point to be happy, to just wake up alive. I'm good with that, especially with the diagnosis I have now. I'm happy to be alive every day. I'm happy. Thank you, Jesus. And I pray every day, and I pray 24/7. I'm constantly in prayer because that is the only thing that gets me through. That and music. That is my dad's music. And I mean, it's a beautiful life. For those of you that haven't had any kind of experience like this, um, just so you know, I mean, it's a, don't wait until something like this happens to you to appreciate life, appreciate everybody around you, appreciate everybody around you. And there's someone has done you wrong or your family wrong, just stay away. Don't become enemies. Don't become this or that, and don't harm them. Don't try to harm them. Just, hi Heather, thank you. Can't wait for your show. So these are, I'm 55 years old, and I have learned this through all these heartaches in life. And don't wait till you're my age to realize this. You know, um, there's a song. It's actually going to be released, pero eso no. I remember this. My dad wrote it. You know, the husband asked the wife to leave her family, to leave her parents, to go with him, and she says, "Pero eso, I'll do anything for you, pero eso no." And but I actually did. I was married to a certain person who went to work out of town, and I had just had our child, and I left my parents behind. And if there's anything I regret, I mean, there's not I don't even regret a lot in my life because it shaped me, and the errors I made shaped who I am and my life. But definitely, I wish I hadn't done that. I didn't know I was gonna have such short time with them. We don't know. Cherish your loved ones. Kiss them. Hug them if they're there. Call them. My mom, I was a teacher, and my mom would call me with the silliest things. She'd be watching the Ellen show, and she would call me during class, mind you. I'm a teacher. I'm not supposed to be answering the phone. I'm supposed to be teaching, but it was my mom, and I knew she was sick. And so I would answer the phone. Mija, I just saw on the Ellen show that there's this, or that. And I'm so glad for that now. Who cares? Now I think, who cares? Those, that 1 or 2 minutes I gave audience to my mom, those are treasured memories. So what if the principal said don't answer the phone? I don't mean go breaking rules or anything, but treasure your loved ones. Treasure every second you have with them. And I remember now I can say it now because I'm not a teacher anymore. Um, my principal, my mom had already gotten sick, very, very sick. And I asked my principal for a day off, a personal day, to celebrate my mom's birthday. And she said no. She denied it. But it didn't sit well with that. I had to be there with my mom on her birthday. So I called in sick. I called in sick. There's pictures that I sometimes post. That actually was the last birthday we celebrated with her. I'm glad. I'm glad I called in sick. I was sick of work. Whatever. But those are the kind of little things that really do matter at the end. Your job, you can be replaced like that. I was replaced even while I was like heading out the door. I was already replaced. There's always somebody it's gonna replace you, but you are not replaceable, and certainly not your loved ones. No. I miss my dad. I miss my mom. I miss my brother terribly, terribly. Really do. Um, but I'm glad I had those times with him. I'm glad I look into, wow, Intocable recorded Tarde Inolvidado. Check that out. Come, join me on my journey. Intocable, Jardín Olvidado, 1993. Banda AT. There, I was looking for this one particular guy recorded the song as close to how my dad recorded it at home. Of course, I always loved my dad's version because of his beautiful voice. I mean, it's not to say that I don't like the other versions. They're pretty cool because at the end of the day, it's still a very, very good song. Um, but of course, my dad's always my favorite. Hello. Let's see. Cover. I'm going to put cover because this guy covered it and it was the closest he got to the original. Let me see. Where'd he go? This guy. Let me play it for you.
Las flores que te llevabas se secaron, ya se marchitaron, igual que tu amor por mí. Y el jardín que habíamos sembrado se ha quedado abandonado, como tú me hiciste a mí. Mira nada más que linda estás, pero lástima que ya te vas. Mas no creas que te voy a rogar, tú que a mí no vuelvo a cruzar, ni me vuelvo a enamorar. Si es que un día mi amor por ti renace, aunque pase lo que pase, tu traición voy a olvidar. Y el jardín que habíamos sembrado con amor y con cuidado otra vez renacerá. Mira nada más que linda estás, pero lástima que ya te vas. Mas no creas que te voy a rogar, tú que a mí no vuelvo a cruzar, ni me vuelvo a enamorar.
There it is. That is the closest to the original version of my dad's song, Jardín Olvidado, which has been recorded many times over by big artists. Now, the other song that my dad, he wrote it. He never recorded it, but he wrote it for Ramon. Look at this. Let's just go through this. Are you seeing this? Yes. Let's go on a journey. Ramón Ayala, quisiera tener alas. Video lyric oficial. Oh, wow. With the lyrics. That's cool. 4.1 million. Quisiera tener alas. 619K. Quisiera tener alas. Cornelio Reina. 19K. Quisiera tener alas. Albert Zamora y Talento. 303K. Eliseo Robles, 156K. Julio Preciado, 209K. 298K. Ramón Ayala, 6.9 million views. Let's see, Jueves de Musical, 75K views. Alberto Zamora y Talento. Let's see. Quisiera tener a las Chayito Valdés, 79K views. Again, 19K, Eliseo. Karaoke. I've never tried it, actually. It'd be interesting. Very interesting. So let's look at the lyrics of Quisiera Tener Alas, which is the reason why it is such a big hit. Not just the fact that it was written by my dad or recorded by Ramón Ayala. Just if this one has the lyrics, just watch.
Quisiera tener alas para llegar donde tú estás. Quisiera estar contigo para quererte más y más. Quiero que la distancia no sea el motivo que estemos separados uno del otro, abandonados. Quisiera tener alas para llegar contigo. Quisiera tener alas y llegar donde tú estás. Quisiera tener alas y llegar donde tú estás. Desde que tú te fuiste, no sé qué es lo que tengo. La vida se me acaba. No sé si voy o vengo. Quisiera tener alas y llegar donde tú estás. Quisiera tener alas y llegar donde tú estás. Quisiera tener alas para llegar donde tú estás. Quisiera estar contigo para quererte más y más. Quiero que la distancia no sea el motivo que estemos separados uno del otro, abandonados. Quisiera tener alas para llegar contigo. Quisiera tener alas y llegar donde tú estás. Quisiera tener alas y llegar donde tú estás.
is Quisiera Tener Alas, written by Juan Guerrero, my dad, de los Chicanos. Um, it's the day's almost over. Oh, it is. I wanted to do this for my dad. I miss him terribly. I want people to know what he did on this earth. I should be getting ready for tomorrow. Well, later today, because I'm actually going out there to fanfare. And Papi always wanted me to be in the music business. He took me with him everywhere. He took me with him everywhere because he wanted me to be part of this. He wanted me to continue. And so I am doing the best I can with what I have and what I know and what he taught me. And I would thank you for everybody who's coming on this journey with me. I've got the podcast Tiras y Desveladas, which is the format that I'm using right now. Which not only did I started with the pioneers of Tejano music, but now I'm getting to the newer artists and well, it's just a little mesh of everybody. I just want to promote this onda, right? La onda de Tejano music. In the end, the only way I can, the only way I can. I'm the founder and the president of the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation, and we started the pilot program in Edinburgh um, to play Tejano music, and they're taking from the mariachi and from the conjunto and from the band to make Tejano music because that's what Tejano music is. And I hope to start new programs in other schools as well. So that's in the works. We've been a little quiet right now with the foundation because we're reorganizing. We're getting ourselves set up for bigger and better things. Si Dios quiere, because but that's what I want to do, and it's part of paying homage to my father and the onda that him and his counterpart started. Um, so as long as I'm here on Earth, this is what I want to do. So I'm doing it. By the way, I had these cute little cute little koozies done. Okay, and the koozies are me in the front, Gigi Guerrero, Los Chicanos. That was decided by CHR Records and also Lila Lisa Promotions. That well, since Juan Guerrero's not gonna head Los Chicanos anymore, that I should head Los Chicanos. I'm going off to fanfare without a band because it costs a lot to do a band, to take a band. I mean, it's I am having newfound respect for my dad and everything he did for us. Really, we just me, Mary Lou was part of the crew, and she was the roadie manager, and she took care of all the equipment and stuff. But basically, I just got there, and maybe moved a few mics and some wires and stood there and I took care of a lot of the stuff with the music publishing. I was more in the background, and I was a backup vocals and sometimes lead vocals to give my dad a break. But I was under his shadow, and I was very, very fine there. I was so comfortable there. I loved it there. So, in this new era of Gigi Guerrero Los Chicanos, I have a koozie. If you order it right now, before I take off to San Antonio, it's $5. At the fair, it's $8. And right here, you'll see the QR code for Gigi La Chicana Guerrero's Facebook. And then in the back, you're going to find the QR code to donate to the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation. These kids love the Tejano music, but they need the stuff that makes Tejano music, like accordions and electric bass guitars and electric guitars and electric keyboards and stuff like that. So there's a lot that they need in order to make this happen. And I really love being part of that and part of continuing Tejano music in that way. How better than to have it in the schools? I mean, and it's just so perfect right now that hi Rennie, how are you doing? So it's so perfect right now that here in the Valley, at least in the 956, and I hope, the word is spreading elsewhere. I know I was out there in Corpus talking about the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation, and hopefully, somebody decided to pick that up. But definitely, we're here to back you guys up. And so if you donate now, donate now. You can buy your koozie with Gigi Guerrero and everything that I'm involved with, the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation, the Jugarimar Music Publishing Company, Giras y Desveladas, and of course the TMLF, the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation QR code to donate to our students that are working on it. And it's now we started with the students. My first thing was to help out the pioneers because I had started to go to the Tejano Legend Pioneers breakfast headed by Eulalio Reina. They're the chapter 2 Tejano Legend Pioneers because my dad loved to go there. And so I went there for just to feel at home with all of my dad's companions in the music business and from the same era. And so I wanted to help them. I wanted to, honor them. I wanted to put out a museum. All that is still in the works. It's like I said, we're all in the process of rearranging the foundation, but we're still working on it. And it takes a lot. It takes a village. It takes a village to get it done. But I know my dreams will come to pass, and all this, we will have a museum for, or if we don't have our own standing museum for Tejano Music Legacy, maybe then we'll have like a setup at another museum for Tejano music, to just have like a Tejano music section to honor our pioneers who started this. And I with the Giras y Desveladas podcast, recorded a lot of those. Todavía me falta Melvia Real, todavía me falta varios pioneers, and I will get to you, I promise. But technical difficulties, all this comes up, and now I'm a solo artist. So now I'm pushing the songs, which is también, I'm out there as a solo artist, but I'm pushing la música de Juan Guerrero. Songs are written by my dad. So, in the same vein, I'm doing the same thing. It's just now that I'm there physically. I'm going to be physically singing. So, and so with Giras y Desveladas, with the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation, with Gigi Guerrero y Los Sheekanos as a recording artist, and with Jugarimar Publishing, with Jugarimar Publishing Company, if you are recording, then hola, Papuchi, ¿cómo estás? Fíjate que no pensé de hacer mi show, de incluir el habla español para nuestros amigos que quizás no hablan el inglés muy bien. Te digo que ya estoy cerrando este show, pero fue un homenaje a mi padre, Juan Guerrero de los Sheekanos, que falleció lamentablemente el mismo día que naciste tú, Papuchi. Feliz cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños para ti. Pero este día, la fecha de 12 de marzo fue marcado siempre en nuestras vidas, porque es cuando se nos fue nuestro sagrado padre Juan Guerrero. Y dejó una legacía de música, de composiciones, de música que mucha gente no sabe que Juan Guerrero escribió. Entonces, yo he tomado la posición de ser la que va a ser, a darle saber a la gente quién era Juan Guerrero y qué canciones compuso él. Puse unas cuantas de las canciones que compuso mi padre, que son las más famosas, pero todavía tiene muchas otras grabaciones porque tenía su estudio en casa, grabó muchas canciones que completó, pero no se alcanzaron a grabar. Dice Papushi, Miss Rainy, Heather, saludos a everybody that was here. Luz para la música de tu querido padre Juan Guerrero, muy buena música que debe vivir por siempre. Gracias. Y eso es el intento, ¿verdad? Que siga la música de Juan Guerrero para siempre, después que nos vayamos, porque la música es muy buena. No nomás porque era mi padre, pero él era un hombre muy talentoso. Vino a este mundo a hacer música, como hay muchos, ¿verdad? Pues, pero este era mi padre. Y entonces yo como su hija, estoy aquí para darle honor, a darle saber a la gente que muchas de las canciones que se escuchan mundialmente fueron escritas por mi papá. Y lo que había mencionado anteriormente, que ah, él era muy humilde y no le importó mucho que no había reconocimientos, ¿verdad? No había muchos. Sí hubo, pero no tan grandes, ¿verdad? Como pienso yo que lo merecía, que sí lo merece, porque esas canciones como Quisiera tener alas, Jardín olvidado, El tuerto, falta el tuerto, esa canción, oh my God. Ya te vi en la onda tejana. Gracias Elsa García por grabando esa canción. Qué linda señora. La fui a conocer allá en Las Vegas y me recibió tan, tan cordialmente, tan bonitos sentimientos que tiene la señora por mi padre y todo lo que hizo. Igual nosotros por ella, porque fue, fue, fue de ambos lados, ¿verdad? Que se ayudaron uno al otro. Es increíble oír esas grabaciones de años atrás y que se oigan pero tan bien que no parecen de décadas anteriormente. Muchos de los ingenieros que grabaron la música de Juan Guerrero decían lo mismo, que su música estaba muy adelantada, muy, muy adelantada. Ah, este, pero quizás sí es el tiempo que se conozca la música de Juan Guerrero, porque es para siempre esa música, para siempre. La música como quiera es, ¿verdad? Nos sana, nos hace sentir bien, nos hace llorar, nos hace bailar. La música nos mueve, la música es magia. Y mi padre tuvo el don de poder hacer música muy bonita y tenía un gran corazón de hacer letra tan bella, tan bonito que va a seguir para siempre. Sí, yo quiero que sepa la gente que esas canciones fueron escritas por mi padre. ¿Quién más? Si tu papá hubiera escrito Quisiera tener alas y nadie sabía, ¿qué hicieras tú? Les pregunto. Para la gente que quizás me están juzgando, ya sabemos, o cualquier, no sé, a lo mejor sí, a lo mejor no. Pero si fuera tu padre que escribió Quisiera tener alas, que todo el mundo canta, ¿no quisieras que todo el mundo supiera que fue tu papi? Yo creo que sí. Entonces aquí estoy yo, Gigi la Sheekana Guerrero, para darle a saber a todo el mundo que Juan Guerrero escribió música muy bonita, muy profesional. Era un perfeccionista. Su música no lo sacaba hasta que estuviera a la perfección. Y se escucha en la perfección. Los invito a que busquen Juan Guerrero Los Sheekanos, Sheekanos, Sheekanos. Juan Guerrero Los Sheekanos. Con esto me despido. Gracias a todos los que vinieron a saludarme. Gracias en acompañarme en mi pesar. Siempre va a ser un día difícil, el día que se nos fue, el día de su nacimiento. Siempre va a ser bien difícil hasta que yo me vaya a va a ser algo bien, bien duro, siempre, porque era un hombre, un gran hombre, y tuve la bendición de ser su hija, y eso se lo agradezco a Dios en todos momentos, a toda hora, siempre, porque formó la persona que soy. No soy perfecta, no. Lo que es perfecto es el amor para mi padre y el amor que él tuvo por nosotros. Eso sí fue perfecto, perfecto. Y por ese amor que nos tuvo, por ese cariño que nos brindó, yo sigo dándole honor a Juan Guerrero. Gracias por escucharme. Gracias a todos los que vinieron y los que van a ver más al rato. Voy a estar mañana, si Dios quiere, en San Antonio. Voy a estar vendiendo estos cusis, para que mantengan frescos sus bebidas. Para seguir con esto de seguir la música de Juan Guerrero. Muchas gracias a todos. Que Diosito me los bendiga a todos. Tengan mucho, mucho cuidadito. Cuiden a sus padres. Bésenlos, abrácenlos si todavía los tienen con ustedes. Es algo bien bonito. No, nunca sabes que, como dicen, nunca sabemos cuándo nos vamos. Nunca sabemos cuándo se va a vencer la etiqueta, ¿verdad? Cuídenlos, ámenlos, porque es lo más bonito. La familia es lo más bonito que hay en este mundo. El amor es lo más bonito que hay en este mundo. Y yo comparto el amor que mi papá y mi mamá y mi hermano brindaron a nosotros. Y ese amor que yo les brindaba para atrás, ahora se los comparto con ustedes, porque ellos ya no están aquí. Thank you, Heather. I love you guys too. Todos los que... tengo que decir que toda la gente que ha conocido nueva me han recibido tan bonito, tan linda que ha sido la gente conmigo y con mi hermana. Es una bendición de Dios. Aunque sí ha tenido experiencias no tan bonitas, pero yo sé que así funciona Dios. Dios me dice o me quita gente de la vida que quizás no van a funcionar en mi vida bien, que quizás no van a ayudarme en esta vida. Y entonces yo entiendo eso. Y no guardo rencor para nadie, para nada. Eso de guardar rencor es algo que yo no tengo. Yo creo que se toma demasiada energía para hacer. Yo no le guardo rencor a nadie. A nadie. A nadie. Si tienes tus problemas conmigo, pues ahí tú. Yo sí te veo, yo te voy a dar el abrazo, yo te voy a dar la bienvenida. Siempre, porque yo no guardo rencor. Si tú tienes un problema conmigo, pues no te acerques porque te voy a abrazar. Porque así me enseñaron mis padres, a amar y querer y ayudar a la gente y ser feliz por ellos. Y esto de envidia, no, nunca lo conocimos, la envidia no. Papi siempre dijo, siempre va a haber alguien mejor que tú, pero igual tú vas a ser mejor que alguien más. Así es que nomás vive tu vida. Haz lo mejor de lo que tú estás haciendo y sueña grande y sueña bonitas cosas y ayuda lo más que puedas. Porque mi papá así fue. A ver, ¿qué dice Papushi? Eres especial, Gigi, la Chicana Guerrero. Disfruto mucho escucharte. Muy lindo este dedicado a tu padre. Me gusta conversar contigo horas y horas. Sí, lo sabes. Te quiero, amiga. Igual, Papuchi, es eso lo que tenemos en común de la música. Por eso digo que la música es magia, porque es el une a la gente. Quizás gente que son de diferentes religiones y diferentes pensamientos, pero todos escuchan la misma canción, todos van a los mismos conciertos, ¿verdad? Es la magia de la música que puede ser eso. Nada más como la música, nada más conmueve como la música. Es bien especial y compartimos eso igual y por eso es que podemos hablar tanto tiempo, porque tenemos eso en común, el, ah, el amor a la música, pienso yo, ¿verdad? Bueno, otra vez me despido, así me despedía de mi tía, que en paz descanse. Era una hora en la puerta despidiéndonos y la otra hora en el carro hasta que ya nos íbamos. Así me encuentro con mis despedidas. Pero qué bonito, ¿verdad? Para poder, sí, ¿te acuerdas de esto? Oye, no te dije de aquel cosa. Qué bonito es. Si tienen sus seres queridos cercas, gócenlos, ámenlos, bésenlos, abrácenlos, porque es lo más bonito que hay en la vida. Es de veras lo más bonito que hay. Es lo más puro, el amor ese de la familia. Bueno, ahora sí me despido. Me despido con una canción de mi padre. A ver, ¿con la cual me despido? A ver, a ver, a ver. Esta canción no la escribió mi padre. A ver si la hallo. No la encuentro. Ok, plan B. ¿Cuál es otra canción que me encanta? Ok. No, esa. Mi papá tenía tantas canciones que no sé a cuál poner. Para despedirnos. Esta, con dinero no. Con dinero no lo has de comprar. Gigi. Oye, y todavía no he empacado nada para irme para San Antonio. No, hombre, Gigi. La desidia, la desidia, la desidia. Ok, mira, porque yo soy chaparrita, me han dicho que me miro más alta en mi podcast cuando me miran actualmente, porque soy chaparrita. Así es que me despido con esta canción.
Quisiera decirte, chaparrita, que desde que te vi me gustaste, pero no te hablaba por el temor de que tú fueras a despreciarme. Eres tan chiquita y tan bonita que tengo miedo de hablarte así, pero sé que si no te hablo ahorita, ya nunca jamás podré decir que te quiero desde el primer día, que te adoro del primer instante. Quisiera dijeras de una vez, si acaso pudieras ser mi amante. Quisiera pedir que me perdones en alguna forma te ofendí, andes por ahí dando tropezones, sabes que ya me tienes a mí. Quisiera decirte, chaparrita, que desde que te vi me gustaste, pero no te hablaba por temor de que tú fueras a despreciarme. Quisiera pedir que me perdones si en alguna forma te ofendí, andes por ahí dando tropezones, mira que ya me tienes a mí. Quisiera decirte, chaparrita, que desde que te vi me gustaste. Quisiera decirte, chaparrita, que desde que te vi me gustaste. Quisiera decirte, chaparrita, que desde que te vi me gustaste.
Que en paz descanse mi padre Juan Guerrero. Gracias por acompañarme en este especial, este show tan especial para mí.